Hello everybody, Warren Warlock here. Today, wow, crazy day for ARQQW Quantum, okay? 121% for these warrants, right? Absolutely wild. Congrats everybody who's been buying these. These actually were on our radar as undervalued for the past couple of days, so I've been scooping up these. You can see, even in the last day, the underlying ARQQW, right? This was always kind of a cool company, really niche quantum cybersecurity kind of company. And, you know, they had some good news and it ripped 11.5% today. But the warrants, wow. The warrants, 121%, okay? And even, you know, going back a few days ago, on the 16th, it's September 19th, 2025, and back on the 16th, just a few days ago, I was buying these for 12 cents each, okay? And now it's at 99, over 99 in after hours. Probably gonna dump some of these, at least put some stop losses in. And we can go back and see, so remember, we have this Black Scholes overvalued and the cost of extrinsic undervalued. So the idea for Black Scholes is that, right, the yellow things are things we need to input. Each warrant has a specific expiration. This, I guess, is calculated from those, right? The idea is the green columns are calculated in columns. The blue, getting from APIs. And for Black Scholes, we need to then input our estimate for the volatility, right? And before, ARQQW was trading down here, right, in our chart. Basically have all of the warrants that are available right now. Some of my data is not really coming through correctly, but the ARQQW was down here in the 20% of what we thought that it should be valued at, right? So I have this a low range and a high range, right? So even if we do really low, 0.2, and really high, 0.9, okay, these numbers actually not changing that much. Also, ARQQW has a conversion ratio of 25, which we're taking into account here. But I'm saying that these warrants should be worth about $1.20. They were trading at 12 cents, which is a massive discount. And now they're trading at 99 cents, right? So just a slight discount. And the Black Scholes, remember, is kind of a right now view, right? We're taking into account the current stock price, how much time is left, and saying, you know, if this thing just moves randomly with these IV, what's the probability that it will be in the money? And then based on that, we can get kind of a fair value price. Okay? We're also doing this, cost of extrinsic. And what do I mean by this, right? Here we're looking at kind of a future looking, you know, at expiration, and how close are we to being in the money, right? So here, ARQQW, and the end thing that we want to look at here is this, dollars per point, right? And this is the cost of your extrinsic divided by the percentage to break even. So for ARQQW, 3/26 is when it expires, about a year left. We have this 25 to 1 conversion ratio, and we take into account that the current stock is at 41. The current price is 99 right now, right? And so break-even price, right, is basically what this underlying has to go to in order for our warrants to actually be in the money, right? It's because we're considering this conversion ratio. So these ARQQW warrants, even though the stock is at 41, these are still deep out of the money. They're only 15% of the way to being worth anything, right? So there's only a year left. Honestly, these are probably going to expire worthless, right? Unless you're really confident in ARQQW or think it just has a huge volatility. And so now, right, the dollars per point, which is just how much intrinsic we're paying per each percentage point of our progress towards breaking even, is 6, which on our list of things is really almost at the end. And you know what's crazy is that just a few days ago when these were trading at 12, these were really near the top of my list, which is the most undervalued, would be at the top of the list up here. Obviously, there's traps you have to watch out for. Some things are valued super low because their actual value is super low. They're almost worthless. They're so deep out of the money with underlying that's just not even moving that it doesn't make sense to gamble on that kind of thing. But even those, deep out of the money things, you can buy at a few cents and sell at a few more cents, and it's big percentage points, right? So the thing is that it's a little bit risky to buy things that we can see are relatively overvalued, right? So congrats to everyone who bought this when it was undervalued and wrote it up. I would say put your stops in. Maybe not sell off, maybe sell off some now. But yeah, there's always going to be more undervalued things, more things like this. I've been kind of slacking on the videos, not really doing them, a little bit discouraged, honestly, and it's just days like these where you hit 120% in a single day and 200 to 300% over these past few days. Wow, there's really something here, and it would be awesome to have you guys on this journey with me, learning and looking at these things, kind of talking about these different assets and companies and prices. We also have, I'm a software engineer, and I have kind of an idea for something similar to listing Track.io here, but we're going to show the things that I care about, which are, how much undervalued it is on the low-end, high-end Black-Scholes calculations, and then where does it fall on our dollars per point ranking, right? So I think that would be really cool, and something, we can even charge memberships for that, make some money, but for now, everything's free, so please support me, guys. I think this is really cool. Obviously, made a little bit of money this past week, and I think there's a lot more money to be made. I think there's a general strategy here that can be applied, and yeah, come along on this ride with me, like this, subscribe to the channel, and let's get these warrants.